if you're into coding, vibe coding, or anything AI really, then this video is going to be super valuable because we're going to go over why Gemini CLI is so important, how it compares to all the other ones, and we're going to do a quick little build and actually build out a Chrome extension that connects to N8N. So a really total little training package in here. It's going to be really super valuable, and we'll get straight into it. So Gemini CLI. So this has come out recently, and let me just minimize my face here for a while. So when we are talking about AI assistance, AI coding, there is a couple of different levels for it. There's cloud-based coding and coding assistance, and we're thinking about the likes of Lovable, for example. Lovable, Bolt, it's all applications that sits within the cloud that you can have some sort of text, normal speech to coding, and it codes out an application of some sort for you. So the problem there is obviously it sits in the cloud. It's harder to get your files off. Yes, you can. There's GitHub and so on and file transfers, and it works really well and it's really popular. Um, the kind of next level down from that is something like Cursor, and I have Cursor up on here. So that's an IDE of sort, AI assistant, programming assistant, coding assistant that is on your device, but it's got a user interface into it. And again, you can create apps, do cool things to it. The AI system codes helps you out with it. The next level down is, or the next level of functionality, there more is actual CLI command line application program assistance. Now, for quite some time, and probably the most original was Claude Code. Now, if you haven't tried this all out, go look into it. I'm not going to give you a whole big spiel about what it is, but Claude Code in essence was kind of one of the first AI kind of assistants in here. And I still think it's really powerful simply because it's still powered by Anthropics and it's powered by whatever the latest Claude Code comes out in. Now, what do we mean with CLI? So, for example, I'm here on Windows and you want to run PowerShell, which we'll get into very soon. And this is your command line in here for Windows where you can type stuff out and do stuff into it. I also have Linux for Windows. We'll bring that one up. And it's just another command line interface, more Unix, Linux related. Okay, so it's pretty much where instead of where we type normal IDE assistant off to the side, we are going to be on the command line. So that means, for example, Claude works with bash shelling, so a bit more powered customizability when it comes to actual system and to the actual application that you had. Obviously, once it sits local in your system, you have more control on it. And if you want to launch it, you're going to have to either put it up on a website browser hosting platform, if that's what you're going to do with the application. And I've done one on actually on Android applications as well. It works out really, really well. So that's command lines for it. And for a long time, Claude Code has been kind of dominating, and it actually has a lot more functionality into the backend rather than just typing out and vibe coding it. That's really powerful. There's heaps of extra to Claude Code, and I'm not going to get too much into it. OpenAI has come along and it's kind of done the same thing. Obviously, Claude Code, you get, we've got to talk about pricing and so on, and you get, you need to be connected to Anthropics, and you need to be connected into their API, and you need to buy credits from them to use it. So obviously really expensive. Price comparison, lots of price comparison in it, and sure, by the time you watch this video, it'll be different. But pricing is a big thing here, but you get a lot more functionality and power for it. OpenAI has brought out Codex CLI, and you can even just see Claude Code's actual website. Pretty cool. This is the Codex website, right? Yippee. one one page for it. So I don't think it's a main product they're pushing. I don't think it's something they're really, really interested in. And I don't think it's really that good. I wouldn't tried it, didn't like it, didn't go that well. Okay, so pretty average from them. A couple of days ago, Google has brought out Gemini CLI. Now, this is all really exciting because we know from all the tests that Gemini and Gemini Pro is constantly upgrading their levels. It's one of up there sometimes with code when it comes to coding for it, with Claude when it comes to coding for it. So yeah, Gemini always upgrading, always doing really well. But here's a couple of cool things about Gemini CLI, and we're almost done with the jabbing on about the why and what. But when you scroll down, obviously you can go read on the page and just see if it's imagine the main page, but you get a bunch of free usage of it. So you get 60 model requests per minute for free, available for free, and 1,000 per day for free. This is really, really good. All right. This is a lot of options it gives you. And again, you can go add your OpenAI key to it, or your Google AI Studio key for it. You can go to Google AI Studio, get an API key, and if you don't have billing set up, you use free tier, which is again just limited as well. But we actually get this without having to add that in there. And if you want to pay for it, obviously the Gemini models are still a bit more expensive, but it's a bit cheaper to use. But this works really well, and the important parts here is extended Gemini CLI capabilities through the build and support of MCP. So we'll look in this at the very end because I've not installed this. We'll go straight from installing from the start and see how easy it is. And I'm not sure how we're going to use the MCP server for it. Claude's got a lot to it. But we'll work our way through it. And again, you can add this into your assistants. So a bunch of cool stuff to it. Okay. So we'll go through it. We'll go, and actually the plan would be that we are going to create a copilot, kind of like I did in one of my previous videos. Where's the copilot in here? We'll open a copilot check in here, and we'll just connect it into N8N. We'll build out something basic of N8N. So let's just get started into it and see how we go with it. So let's see how the installation works. So let me just scroll down, see introducing cool. There should be the GitHub right here. We are in here. Now it's going to be as simple as installing this. Pick a color theme. All right. So I'm going to come back into my PowerShell. And so I'm going to try do it in Windows. Sometimes the CLIs actually need a Linux background. Let's see if this actually works. So I'll copy this. We'll see how the admin process goes with this. And alright, so it's installing. So we want to go get the installation set up first. And then we'll go through and build a PRD. Let's just actually just see this quickly. This is what it looks like. No sandbox. Interesting. So we'll see how this goes. It's still busy installing. And we'll go through and just try to create a basic app. Okay. Write me a Discord. Let's see how would you install MCPs? Use tools and MCP servers to connect. Okay, use the MCP service to integrate to your local system. Make a slight dig. So I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look up how you would install MCPs in here. If you can just install it. Maybe you can't. I always like to install Contact 7, which works really well. But hey, all right, let's go past this. This is finished installing. So let's just try run Gemini from here and see if that actually works. Oh, great. So, okay. I like this because when I want to run Claude, I actually have to come in to the Linux VS machine. Is it just Claude? And this is the version of Claude, obviously. Sorry, I'll just go to a proper directory. And when you launch Claude, kind of looks the same. Okay, so no, doesn't even like running at the moment. I haven't run it for a while. Anyway, put Claude away. It's not about Claude. So I'm just gonna hit the Control C in here. Does it exit? All right. Let's just go and make a directory first. So obviously need a folder to go through. And oops, I think I have a folder projects. Okay, and go in there. So this is the command line. You just gotta know some basic commands, and I'm gonna call this Gemini cd Gemini. Just remember called it Google, but we're gonna make another directory called we'll call this extension. All right, let's start Gemini again. No, it doesn't work. Gemini. Now, I actually don't know if we can zoom, how much of this we can zoom in for you. So, make it full screen-ish in here. And can I change to view in the terminal? I actually don't know if I can. But anyway, so this is what she looks like. Alright, so we're up in the bottom one. Gemini Code, ask questions, edit files, run commands, be specific, create M file that contains your integrations within Gemini. Help for more information. So, I'm not. I want to look into MCPs, but that's all right. We'll see. So first, we're going to select the color theme. That's the default one. Looks pretty good. Apply changes. Log in with Google. Select your method. Log in with the API key. Or what does more say? Log in with Google for workspace license. Let's just say log in with Google. I'm going to go through here and I click in here. Sign in. How did that go through? Sweet. We've signed in. So usually help. See what that says. Available tools. Listen, configure MCP service. So I'll get to this in the very end. Okay. It's really important that I want to see. Default variables, Gemini JSONs. All right. I'm not going to bother with this too much. We don't need that yet. All right. So now MCP service connected. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a PRD document. It's going to be a Chrome extension that sits on the side, and we're going to say it's just going to flicker through to init-in. So let's build the backend really, really quick. So we'll come to init-in. And we're going to create a new workflow in here. So this is going to be webhook. So all I'm going to try to do is send data to the webhook and get a webhook response. So let's set data in here. We're going to go, it's going to be a post. So what I want to build out is a workflow. It's going to come in and it's going to reply, and we're just going to make it a joke. We'll make it a positive quote one. All right. So let's create a MD file. So we head up to Gemini, and I'm going to say, I want you to create a PRD file for me for the following application. I'm just going to make sure I grab this webhook data in here. And grab this one. If it doesn't make sense, just follow along, see how we can put this to the test. I wanted to create a PID file for me for the following application. It is a Google Chrome extension. I want the extension to be a pop-up. The pop-up asks for how is your mood today in a chat bubble that looks like an iMessage chat. Once the user types in their mood and hits send, it sends it off via webhook payload to the following webhook. The payload should be in JSON format with mood, the mood the user is in. The webhook / assistant then needs to wait for a webhook response. The webhook response will be in JSON format containing response reply to message. Okay, I'm going to say write the full PRD for me to use. Wireframe setup looks applications. I want it to look like an Apple iMessage chat with animations. All right. So a PRD document is just a document that shows us what we're going to use, sets out an example, says what we need, and that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so it just sets out a bit clear instructions. So all I'm going to do is open Notepad here, and I'm going to create a new file for myself. Let's move this to the side, and we'll just give this a. Did it finish? Why was it taking so slow? Here's a bit of a pain. Hi, that's slowing down. Is that it? Right. The PID of the project is the foundation. Let's put that in there. Copy this. We'll reprompt it anyway. But I'm going to paste this in here. Then I'm going to save files, save as. I'm going to select a markdown. Markdown. Where's markdown? A markdown. Then I'm going to go to that folder. So remember, I created a folder called in C drive, and it was projects, and it was Gemini. I'm going to say PRD. brd.mb. All right, hopefully this goes really fast. All right, I'm going to build out the application, but I want to add some functionality to it at least so it looks good and cool as well. So now we come back in here to our Claude code. All right, our Gemini code, I should say. So we in this folder, no sandbox. We on Gemini, 100% context life extension. All right. So I want you to read the brd.md file in this folder. I then want you to code the full Chrome extension. It's important that it looks like an iMessage chat bubble with animations. All right, let's see what that does. Rick rolling my boss. Oh my word. All the other ones say something funny as well. I forgot what the other one says, but here we go. Creating the files. So we can go into my C drive. We can go into projects, Gemini extensions. Oh, actually creating the files. Oh, hold on. We need to allow permissions. So same thing with all of them. So if you're going to use Cursor, if you're going to use Claude Code, all of those, it's going to ask for permissions. So I'm always going to allow some stuff. So and when it comes to system prompts and creating files, it's always dangerous, but obviously we're in a folder. You can create a sandbox if you want, but off it goes creating those files for our... I should see if there's always allow. I should read some of this. And it's just of creating the folders for us. Creating the files, obviously. I should say yes, always allow. Should have read that at the start. Now I'll write the cool logic in the pop-up. So if you don't know about extensions, Chrome extensions, it pretty much requires 3 or 4 files. One is the manifest, then the pop-up, and the JSON code for the pop-up. And it also needs images. Usually let's see what it does with images. This is going to be interesting. So it needs 3 or 4 images, and it's kind of the icons that you have in the top of your extension. It's going to create the directory. I don't think it can make an image. No, we'll create... Oh, sorry, it's creating an image. My bad. Well done on you. I tried this with Cursor the other day, and it actually couldn't create the images. But it actually does have a... Where did I see it? Is it maybe SVG image creator? That's great. All right. And it gives us... Is it stuck on a loop here? What's it doing? How do I stop this? What's it up to? The mood track extension I will now mark this task as complete. Holy moly, guys, what's happening here? Is for my 60 extensions. Escape to cancel. Well, that was strange. And I actually did something similar the other day where it actually tries to do this for you, to do this open and Chrome. Yeah, that was strange. Something did this the other day, or Cursor did this the other day too, which was really odd and strange. So anyway, we have our files in here and ready, and it actually created these SVJs. actually blank. So, but anyway, let's see if this uploads. So now let's minimize this. If you don't know, Chrome extensions lives down here. So you click on here, you go to manage extensions, and then we're gonna load this one in here. So we'll just drag the actual folder in here and see what it says. Mood tracker. There we go. So when we click on mood tracker, so what we'll do in here is listen out. We can shut the Gemini here. And then we're going to come to your extensions. So I got so many in here. They're quite fun to build. And I'm missing something. Mood tracker. Mood tracker. It's actually that. It is. How is your mood today? Now, when I type something in here, in fact, we can go here. How do I unpin this? Stand by for a second. We are gonna unpin that one and we're gonna pin the mood tracker. So it's up here in the top for us. My mood is happy. Oh, goodness. Happy. Okay. That's all right. So let's just build out the backend. So, quick summary in here. We have received our data in here, the moods and happy in here. So let's just do a quick response in here. So AI assistant, AI agent. I like adding AI agents, by the way. So what are we going to say? Mood here. And then we're going to give this a real quick rundown. So if you don't know all this, watch my other videos. You'll understand what all this, but you are a helpful assistant. You receive a mood from a user. For example, sad, happy, or I am depressed. I am excited. Your task is to give a good response. If it's a good mood, tell them something like keep it up, have fun. If it's a sad mood, say something like positive to change their mood. These are only one-to-one responses, so don't ask questions back. All right, so we're just gonna hit that one in there. So it's gonna come in, it's gonna have a mood. We're gonna say, just gonna add OpenAI just for easy frequencies. And then we're gonna say our response is gonna be webhook response. And you know what I forgot actually is how the format's gonna be webhook response. So it's in here. And what did I say the format should be? Response like this. It's going to be response. Sorry, I'm just copying this from the other side. So we're going to change this. So we have webhook response. And then we're going to come here and it's going to be JSON. And it's going to be response. And I'll just leave that for now because I have to. And actually, did we do this? All right, so I messed up that. I should have pinned the data, but that's okay. Let's just quickly do this one again. So I hope if you follow along. There's lots to, obviously just going over this. All right, so it's responded with a value. So all I'm going to do is map that in here, map it in there, hit the save in here, and that should be it. All right, so waiting for it. How's your mood today? I feel sad. It's raining outside. So looks like iMessage. Sorry we couldn't connect. What does this mean? What do we have here? Ah, I totally messed that up. Come on, come on, come on. This needs to be between the quotation marks. And have to save again, execute that, come in here. I'm sad it's raining. All right, goes through, comes up. I'm sorry to hear that it was raining. Rain can be a bit of gloomy, make fresh, blah, blah, blah. All right. I feel happy now. That's wonderful to hear about. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, hope that bit kind of made sense to you. Really easy like that. I'm really amazed by this. I don't know what happened here though, but the fact that we can run this in PowerShell actually works really well. Unlike Claude Coded, we have to have a Unix, Linux environment. It does the basics, does the files, and I don't know, does it say how much we've used? How much we have left? 99% content left. Yeah, I don't know how much of that we can actually work on further. So hope you liked this. Hope you enjoyed this. Obviously, come along. Make sure you check out the school community for free stuff like this. But Kev, the point is, go use Gemini CLI. It definitely worth it. Come check out my free school community. You have and see cool free stuff exactly like this. In my next video, next I'm gonna figure out the MCP server part and then build a website of it. So I come in here, look at this, and go hit follow, subscribe on this video, and come join me. Like, it's just really growing. It's really cool, really fun. So hope that all made sense, and all the best for next time.